The research that we've been involved with, well, myself, Professor Lou Hardy, he looked at the psychological environment, i.e. the behaviours that the training instructors use to impact the recruits. And what they did was they identified those behaviours that were more positively related to self-confidence, cohesion, performance and satisfaction with the training experience. And then they try and identify and quantify, how much of the behaviour is being displayed by the section corporals. So how much do they behave in that way, and then the impact that has on the performance outcomes in the recruits. So, for example, one of the behaviours in the transformational leadership theory is inspirational motivation. Now, this behaviour is typified by a leader who creates a compelling vision of the future, and inspires their followers to buy into this vision and to want to achieve the vision, but also express support and belief that they can achieve the vision. So those recruits, those trainers that would convey that message to their to their followers or to the recruits, the training teams, they would perform better. So the military, what you people do, you're involved with elite performance, about getting the best out of people, about how to influence people, how to generate that desire and that need to perform at the top level all the time, okay? And what we're going to try and do is we're just going to try and pick out some bits of it. I hopefully have, at the end of this hour, is some steerage or some guidance for actual things that you can do to help create environments where elite performance happens.
I think one of the biggest changes that we've made, particularly on the Master Coach course, is to spend more time letting the students find things out for themselves and then draw that together in order to have it based on sound academic theory. In this case, it's sports psychology, Deci and Ryan's self-determination theory, but at the same time being able to present it to people in everyday language that they can understand, that they can relate to, and that they can then easily use.
What I want to do is to take you beyond that and to a theory that you as master coaches can use more effectively to meet your aims of coaching executively and motivating both upwards and downwards.
So I, as a civilian academic, don't really know very much about the military environment. I've never been in the military, I've never had to experience that. But we do know a lot about motivation, about elite performance and performance under pressure and leadership and all those types of things. So we've got expert knowledge in that area, one might say, and the military personnel have the expert knowledge in their context, their operational, their job. And so what we do is we do a process of mapping over our knowledge to their knowledge, and this is where we work in partnership. We'd never tell them what they should be doing. We're just here as an encyclopedia, so to speak.
That's all right.
10 minutes.
And that was the exercise earlier on today. Just did about the ball in the middle of the room, trying to explore, well, why do you behave in a certain way? And we've got social external pressures. We've got, this is what we do. We're in the army. This is what we do in the army. We're in the infantry. This is what we do as infantryers. We're here. It's what we expect of us. It's what we do. We've also got our internal bits. Actually, I really can't be arsed playing football right now. I'd rather just go and have a cup of tea, but I feel obliged to do it because that's what's expected of me. So you've got some internal stuff happening and some external bits. These two bits can muddle together and result in some behaviour. Basically, self-determination theory tries to answer the question of why we do what we do. If you have those three needs satisfied in an environment, humans will perform optimally. This is what the theory says. So we were talking about the autonomy, what it is, what it means, and you're all there. It was about choices, about if I had the decision, I'd choose to do this anyway. Competence is about feeling good, feeling as though you have an impact. Relatedness is about the bonds you have, your attachment to the army, your CAT badge, your infantry. This is what makes us special. This is what makes us different. This is what makes our team better than your team. It's that relationship you have with the people in your units, in your organisation.
I think above all it's valuable for us to see a sort of outside perspective because certainly within the military we can get very used to doing things in one specific way and not maybe think sort of outside the box as much as we might like to. And particularly through Callum seeing a lot of it as an outsider, I think we can really benefit from things that we might not necessarily notice ourselves because we're so used to them, and him sort of suggesting other ways we might like to think about it. I think also of benefit to us, we're on the Master Coach course, but of course when we go back to our units, we've got a lot of sub-unit coaches who work perhaps at a lower level, and some of the techniques and perhaps the sort of more active things that we've done this afternoon, we might be able to use with them within our own units to bring out the sort of the same, to elicit the same points, if you like.
But I think that actually having someone external say something that we already know and talk about reinforces that for us and allows us to take that plan forward. So our analysis that will fall out of this will be quite powerful, I think, because it's been reinforced.
And it also, I suppose, gives you a degree of confidence that this isn't just the world according to the Art D Staff Leadership School, of course. This accords with stuff that's going on in well-regarded academic establishments. So again, it's a kind of a force multiplier in terms of what I'm learning has relevance and credibility. Therefore, when I apply it back in the workplace, I've got that kind of confidence behind it.
The British Army have really embraced this approach to it, the sort of modernisation of training, using contemporary theories from mainstream psychology, sports psychology, to try and maximise their performance, because after all, they are elite performers in their own world. They're, you know, arguably the best army in the world, and they need to be that way, so they need to try and maximise their performance. And in order to do that, you need to get as much knowledge as possible about what factors will predict high levels of performance. They probably have amongst one of the most difficult jobs I can ever imagine. And you know, from a personal point of view, I'm always very humbled when I work in these contexts. It helps me to put my things in perspective a little bit.
Shoulder! Arms!
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
That is
1.
Start easy.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000.
Okay, and rest your weapons there, gents.